Alrighty, last thing before break. Happy Friday, and I'm excited for this Unit 2 discussion. We're going to do it as a flip discussion instead of live on Zoom. When we come back from break in January, we'll do our Unit 3 discussion live on Zoom as well. But I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to interact both with the U.S. history and the civics students, and also to do it asynchronously. Excuse me. So here are your three discussions: U.S. history then and now, different types of government, and then the proper role of government. So, discussion number one is more focused on what the 11th graders were learning. Discussion two is more focused on what the 12th graders are learning, although feel free to join in each discussion. Doesn't matter what class you're in. And then discussion three is the debate question for Unit 2, the proper role of government in establishing a social safety net. So, excuse me. To post your video, you're going to click here or here or here to go to the flip discussion. But before we go over to flip, let me show you. I've got sections for the three discussions right here. And so if you open up the first one, you can see here's the Unit 2 inquiry question. Here are some possible prompts. So this is like the big question, but feel free to use these as a way of kind of choose one or more to answer. Um, and and then I've also got resources, ideas, and sentence starters down here. Okay. The idea here is the big question is, how did the U.S. government respond to the Great Depression in the 1930s with the New Deal policies? And then also, how did the U.S. government respond to the COVID pandemic in the 2020s? And then how effective were their responses? And so you've got some kind of follow-up questions here that can help to guide your thinking, as well as some sentence starters here that can help to guide your thinking. Remember to try and build off each other and ask questions that others can respond to. So let's actually click over to the flip discussion. If you click here, it'll show up as something like this. And you have these three discussions here: discussion 1, 2, and 3. So if we go to discussion 1, you would record yourself here by clicking on that one. I'll probably load a second video that's about how you use Flip, because there's all kinds of different options in here that you can use to record yourself. Going ahead, though, looking at the other two questions. So discussion 2, different types of government. This is, again, mostly what the 12th graders were learning, but how effective have different governmental systems around the world been able to provide for the general welfare of their citizens? And so here's some of the writing prompts. And again, it's about sharing your own knowledge, but it's also about kind of building off other people's thoughts and posing questions. So you'll notice that these last three sentence starters in each section are more about posing questions to the discussion. Like, after learning about blank, I was wondering blank. What do you think? Or, when I heard so and so's say this, it made me think this. Or, I like how you connected blank and blank in your post. I hadn't thought about it that way, but now I'm thinking blank. The speaking and listening standard is really more about being able to build on a conversation and move it forward. Alrighty. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll see you guys in a moment in class.